Gemini, thanks for visiting. This is your reading from whenever you're hearing this, anytime, could be any time, to the end of March, the end of this month. And I'm not going to say any more. I'm just going to go right into your reading because I don't like all these introductions. I know I say that, but I'm making an introduction now while I'm going on. So no more. Right into your reading. The first card you have for your past is the Six of Swords. Yeah. So this is a very sad sad card. It's very kind of, it's very somber. She's got her head down. It's very snowy. It's icy. So obviously this is about moving away. It feels like a struggle though. It feels like a big struggle. Because, this boat's really heavy with all these swords and, this woman's trying to move away, but the boat's really, really heavy. So it's almost like swimming against the tide, If you've ever tried to walk through water when you're carrying something heavy, it's like that, kind of pushing against things. So I'm seeing lots and lots of pushing. I think someone pushed you away. And you got away from them. This is when you went away from this person and they pushed you away. I don't think they actually said, oh, I want to push you away or I want to end things. Well, maybe they did. Maybe they did say that. But this is more about actions. So it's more like their actions pushed you away. I'm seeing lots and lots of actions, little things, lots and lots and lots and lots of little things, like all these swords. Lots and lots and lots of little things, and then the last one just became too much. It just became too heavy, and you had to move away. So it was their actions that pushed you away. And actions are more important than words. Actions are so much more important than words. You can say things forever. You can say, oh, I love you, I'm this and that. But if you don't match them up with actions, they're completely meaningless. So I think all these little words, it's kind of almost like, that saying, the straw that broke the camel's back. Because look at all these swords here. All these little things, little stabs over and over and over again. And then the last one just happened. And it's like, no, that's it. Enough. I can't. It's too hard. It's too heavy. And, I think you moved away. I think you still had a lot of heaviness around you when you moved because you had to clean up a lot of things. It feels quite irresponsible. There's a lot of irresponsibility here. Maybe it was to do with money. I don't know if it was to do with money, but it feels a little bit like that, like a big burden. And okay, this is really strange. I don't know what this is about, but I'm seeing this, so I have to say this. There's a fire. There's a fire here. I don't think it's a massive fire. It's a small fire. There's definitely smoke. It's a real fire. It's not as in anger. It doesn't mean anger or action. It's not that kind of fire. It's a real fire. I don't know if someone burned something. It feels like that. It feels like this is a deliberate fire. It feels like this is a small fire. It's okay. Everyone's okay. There's no danger. It's fine. It has something to do with money. I don't think anyone would be stupid enough to burn money, but I think it's something to do with burning papers or evidence to do with money. So just keep that in mind. If someone's saying to you, oh, I don't have evidence of that, there's a fire, or you might know about this fire, or you might not, but I just wanted to say that. Okay, so yeah, you're definitely away from this person now. You're still trying to push against the tide, I think. It feels quite heavy to me. It really does. And, because, again, if you look at this card, there's a mother and a child. So it might be that you have a child. So you've got all that responsibility as well, if that's you. Might not be. So it looks like the worst is over. It looks like the practical things are all over. It looks like you're coming up again. You're kind of building your way up again. Yeah, you're out of the worst, I think. You're out of the worst, I think. You're heading towards better things. I actually think your best years are in front of you. Your best years are out in front of you. It doesn't matter how old you are. I get a lot of people in my comments saying, oh, but I'm this old, I'm this, whatever. It doesn't matter. Your best years are whenever they are. They can be any age, any time. So that's what I'm seeing. Best years ahead of you, because you've got the World card there as well. So, okay, so there's something else here. If you're single, this is for if you're single, someone else might be coming in. They're going to come in and they're going to tell you that they're interested in you. That's what I'm seeing, if they haven't already. I don't think they have. I don't think they have, because I'm getting someone who's not coming forward yet. You might know who this is, but they haven't actually come forward and said anything obvious that they're interested yet. That's kind of what I'm getting. And it feels like they want to rescue you. It feels like someone wants to come in and rescue you and take care of you. Because look at this man. Look at this man. He's helping these two people. He's rescuing. Yeah, it feels like maybe you don't really want that. You don't really want to be rescued. Because, if you've been through something really serious like this, obviously you're kind of, it's a little bit scary to have someone who feels like that about you. You can feel a bit uncertain about that. But I've got to tell you, if you're feeling like this, or you might not be yet because, it looks like they haven't come forward properly yet. But if they do come and tell you, I'm interested, let's do this, I want to be with you, don't be too worried about them if they want to rescue you. Just kind of let this happen, let this unfold, because I am getting a lot of positivity here. It feels very, very good. It feels like they're really, really a kind person. And if you do want to take things slowly, if you don't want to go too fast with them, when they do finally talk to you, they'll listen to you. It feels like this is someone who really cares for you. So really, really, really nice there. Really good. Yeah, it feels like it hasn't really progressed far yet, or they haven't actually told you how they feel. But I think you are in contact with them. I think you're talking to them. I'm kind of getting that feeling there. Okay, so the next card you have your past is the World. Yeah, look at this woman. You're over the worst. You're out of the worst of this. It's before I think you're really pushing against everything. Actually, it felt like you're pushing against the whole world. It was so heavy, so heavy. But this feels a lot better now. Look at this woman. So you might not be feeling exactly like this yet, but it feels a little bit lighter. Each time you feel a little bit lighter, you're heading toward what this woman's got, this beautiful freedom. And yeah, one thing that's really standing out to me in this card is this purple cloth that's kind of wrapped around her. It's not wrapped around, it's kind of making a spiral shape. It's kind of swirling around. It's spiraling around her. And spirals are really interesting because they can be about concentration, and you did have to concentrate to get out of this and to get to where you are. There's a lot of mind concentration there. And also they're about expansion. So you're starting to expand now. If this is you, you've come out of the worst, you're starting to expand, your confidence is coming back. So really, really nice. And again, this woman's at the center of things. So you've got to really start to put yourself back in the center of things if you haven't already, because you've been at the bottom of things. You've been pushing and pushing and pushing, and you've been right at the bottom. And now you've gotten over the worst. You're probably not over everything yet, but now you've got to start to think about, okay, what do I want to do for me now? What can I do to put myself in the center of things? So think about that if that's you. Yeah, there's something else here. Yeah, it feels really calm, really, really, really calm, really loving. Someone feels very calm around you. I'm getting that beautiful feeling. It's love. It doesn't feel like romantic love. This is someone who looks up to you. Yeah, this is what I'm getting with the World card. You're the world to them. You mean the world to them. I'm getting that. So beautiful. And they've been with you for a long, long time. Long time. Yeah, I'm literally seeing someone next to you. Maybe they lean on you. Yeah, I'm seeing someone literally leaning on your shoulder. If you know who that is, this is someone leaning on your shoulder. They're shorter than you. They lean on you. Okay, there's a little bit of guilt here, and I think it's coming from you. And I think you might be worried about them blaming you for something. It's some kind of situation or experience or something like that, if that makes sense to you. If this is you, if this is all making sense to you, I want you to know that they don't blame you. They absolutely don't blame you. There's no negativity coming from them towards you at all. So if that's you, I just want you to know that I have to give you that message. So if that's you, that's there. Don't worry about them. Okay. So the last card you have your past is the Queen of Cups. Okay, yeah, this is the emotional card. So emotional. Apart from the Ace of Cups, this is the most emotional card ever. Yeah, I keep on seeing this rescuer, this person that wants to rescue you. Because if you look at this card, if you look just behind this Queen, just under her cup, there's a cliff there. And obviously cliffs, people rescue people from cliffs and all this kind of thing. So that kind of makes me think of that rescue again. Yeah, they want to protect you. I keep on getting that. And yeah, a few mixed feelings. You might have a few mixed feelings when this person comes and says, you know, I want to be with you. And they are going to do that. Because, you know, on the one hand, you've been doing all this for yourself. You've been doing everything for yourself, worked really, really hard. I can see that. All this pushing, I was seeing that, all that effort. And, you know, of course, it's a fantastic feeling to know that this person's by your side, or that someone wants to rescue you, they want to be with you, they want to help you. But the other thing is, I think you're going to struggle, you're going to have some kind of a big struggle here with letting yourself lean on someone, because you've been hurt. And when you've been hurt like the way you've been hurt, there's kind of always this feeling in the back of your mind of, you know, no matter how kind they are, no matter how fantastic they are, there's always this kind of, oh, if I start relying on someone, and, you know, it could go tomorrow. If I lean on someone, if I rely on someone, if I put all my faith in someone, they could walk off. And then I've got nothing. I'm back to square one again. So they are going to come forward. I can see that. They are going to come forward. It's happening quite slowly. It might not be for a while, but they are going to come forward. Yeah, I'm seeing this again. They're already talking to you. It's someone you know. It's someone you know. And they're talking to you. They're showing you that they want to talk to you. That's what I'm seeing. But they're not showing you all of their emotions yet. They're keeping a lid on things. If you look at this queen, obviously she's looking at her emotions. She's looking at the cup, but there's a lid on the cup. So that's what I'm getting there. They are going to come forward. This is obviously if you're single. But they haven't actually done that yet. They're still kind of talking to you. So that might give you a clue as to who this is. Okay, so the first card you have your present is the Page of Wands. Okay, this is, I don't know if you work somewhere like maybe like a school or a university or something like that. I'm just getting learning here, and I'm seeing a place of learning, like a building. So I don't know if you work somewhere like that, but I'm getting lots of, yeah, I'm seeing this building, I'm seeing this place of learning, and it feels new. It feels sunny, like springtime. So newness around learning, and this is a student, pages of students as well. And there's kind of this feeling of, oh, should I do this? Can I do this? Oh, I don't know if I should do this. Yes, this is what I'm getting. Would I be selfish? Would I be selfish if I did this? I want to do this, but it feels selfish. It feels like I shouldn't do this. So if this is you, if you feel selfish, if you want to pursue some kind of education or learning or something like that, and you're starting to feel like, oh, I'm a bit selfish, never feel selfish. Don't feel like that. It might be a hangover of this past relationship. If you've been through all this pushing and all this struggle and you've had to carry all the burdens, letting go of those burdens and doing something for yourself like this, to better yourself, to feel better about yourself, it can feel selfish if you've been through something like that. But, you know, don't let this past person, you know, be around you now. Don't let them in your energy now, because if you want to do this thing, if you want to do this learning, you absolutely should do that. And yeah, look at the World card again. I'm just looking at this again. It's really interesting because I was seeing that spiral, and that spiral is all about, it's all about, you know, concentration. So that's what learning's all about, concentration and expansion. Coming from concentration, which is absolutely what learning is. It's what education is. So if you want to do this, put yourself at the center like this beautiful woman in the World card and do this thing. It's going to free you up, because I keep on looking at the World card. It's really relating to this for me. And she's all open. She's so free. So I think if you do this, it's going to free up a lot of things for you. It might open up new work for you, obviously, new jobs, or it might just be something that you want to study for yourself, but it's going to expand your mind. It's going to expand your confidence, and you'll meet new people. It's going to be really, really good for you. So please put yourself at the center of this, please, if this is you. Okay, so the next card you have for your present is, the Chariot. Okay, so before I say anything about the Chariot, I'm just looking at the Page of Wands again, and I'm just seeing this love connection here again. This person who's kind of interested, but they've only spoken to you, I think. I don't think anything else has happened so far. It may have, but I'm not really seeing that here. So this might give you a clue as to who this is as well, because this is someone who thinks you're a really interesting person, and they think your conversation's interesting. They think your opinions are interesting. So it might be someone that says, oh, what's your opinion on this? What's your opinion on that? Oh, that's so interesting. And they ask you all these questions and they kind of look up to your opinion. So if you know who's someone like that, they might be younger than you actually. So if that makes sense to you, that might give you another clue as to who this is. And you've got really, really, really amazing skills when it comes to words. And I always see this in your readings. Very, very eloquent, very good speaking, very good writing. You communicate really, really well. That's what your best asset is, really. I keep on seeing that. I've seen that so much in your readings. And so yeah, that makes sense that they do that. But, again, early days, it's just developing. I don't know if you realise that this is how they feel yet, but if you are having conversations with someone who you can tell that they're really interested in you, that might give you a clue again as to who this is. And they've got passion for you. They're thinking about passion for you as well, because again, have a look at the Page of Wands. He's got this red feather on his hat, so there's passion on their mind. If you see a symbol or a colour in tarot that's near someone's mind, it means that's what's on their mind. So they've got passion on their mind, but it's a little feather. That doesn't mean anything terrible. Don't take this the wrong way. It just means that it hasn't developed properly yet. It means that that's what they're thinking, but it hasn't come into full bloom yet, let's say. Okay, but it's really nice though. Okay, so with this Chariot, again, this is what I'm seeing here again. Education, learning. I'm seeing this again, because this is all about using your mind to get to where you want to go. That's what this Chariot's doing, because he's steering. If you look at this man, look at the Chariot. So he's got these two sphinxes in front of him. And, he's going to where he wants to go because, there's the sphinxes are kind of, pulling the Chariot along, but there's no reins. There's nothing there in between him and the sphinxes. So how is he doing this? How is he moving forward? He's using his mind to move forward. So that's what education's about as well. It's about using your mind to move forward. So that's another kind of, what's the word? I don't know. Another message to you. I can't think of the word message. It's another message to you to tell you to do this, if this is what you want to do. So, and also, look at his face. He's so determined. So you might have some people around you, maybe in your family, I don't know, might not be, but I'm seeing some kind of family thing here. I'm actually seeing you sitting around talking to family members. You might get some kind of questions. If you say to people, oh, I'd like to do this, I'd like to study this, I want to do this. You might get these kinds of questions, like, oh, well, why do you want to do that? Why would you want to do that? So it's kind of a little bit shady. It's a little bit dismissive. It's kind of hiding in a question. It's like shadiness hiding in a question. I hate that kind of thing. If you want to tell me I can't do this, just tell me I can't do it. That's what I'm like anyway. But some people hide these kind of shady things in questions. And there's also this element of people thinking, oh, you're a dreamer if you want to do this. Oh, you're just dreaming. There's nothing wrong with dreaming. Dreaming, imagination, that's where all the best ideas come from. If you've got no imagination, if you've got no dreams, nothing exists. That candle wouldn't exist if someone hadn't invented it. The cards wouldn't exist. Nothing would exist. The camera wouldn't exist. So, someone has to imagine something before it happens. And if you don't imagine anything, if you don't have dreams, nothing ever happens. So ignore these people. Please ignore these people. Be determined. Move forward. Look at him. No one's going to stop this Chariot. No one's going to stop this Chariot from moving forward. And again, remember, you're at the center of things now. Put yourself at the center, just like this man. This is a really symmetrical card, and this man in the Chariot's right in the center. Okay, so someone's playing a guitar next door. If you can hear that, try to ignore it. I'm going to try and ignore it because sounds really affect me. So, okay, I'll try my best to ignore that. Right. Okay, so on to the next card. The next card is the Eight of Wands. So again, look at this action. Action, action, action. So everything's telling you, please move forward with this thing that you want to do. Please take action on this. Do something toward this if this is something you really want to do. Okay, there's something else here. It's a little bit complicated. Okay, it's something you need to be aware of, I think. This is quite specific, I think, so it's probably only going to be for a few people. I think it's something to do with this axe, actually. Now, I don't want you to panic when I say this axe. I don't want you to say, oh no, this axe. I don't think they're coming back to you. It's nothing like that. It feels like they might try and connect with you through someone else, or it might not be them trying to connect. It might just be information that's coming through someone else. Okay, this is what I'm getting. It feels like they're in trouble, actually. It feels like they're in some kind of really, really big trouble. They've done something wrong, something's wrong. It feels quite serious, actually. I don't want you to worry, but it's like they've got themselves into some kind of drama. This is exactly the kind of drama you got away from, but they're still like that. If you've got an ex who's into drama, they do things, they get themselves into trouble, that's what's happening here. So yeah, it might be, I don't know if this is going to make sense, but it might be that there's someone around you who might be impacted in some way by this person being in trouble, this ex. So if that makes any sense to you, because I was seeing this child here in the Six of Wands. So if that's you, if you've got a child and this ex is there and he's in trouble, and you know, it might be that they might not be able to contact this person you're caring for or something like that because of this trouble they're in. It's something like that. So if this is you, if this is what your ex is like, this all makes sense to you. You might have to get some information, you might have to listen to some information, and you might have to relay that to this person who you're with. Because usually, you know, if I've got any kind of communication coming through from a horrible ex who's been horrible to you, I'd say ignore this. But that's not what I'm getting here. I'm actually getting the opposite. I'm getting, listen to this, not for you, but so that you can relay that information to someone else. So I know that's really, really, really specific. But if that resonates with you specifically, then you'll know what this is all about. So, okay, so I had to say that because I was getting that really, really clear message there. Okay, so the first card you have for your future is the Eight of Swords. Yeah, you see, this is something really serious. It might be something, yeah, it's some kind of trouble. It might be something where they're locked away even. Might even be something legal. Might be something that they're doing that's illegal. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in that card. It might not be that, might be something completely different, but all these things, I'm kind of connecting the dots here, and that's kind of what I'm seeing. So, and yeah, with this card, if you look at this card, if you look at this woman, she's trapped, she can't move. So if it is some kind of a parent-child situation we've got here with this axe, and you're caring for the child, if it is that kind of situation, whatever this is, whatever this trouble that they're in, it might stop them from seeing them, it might stop them from contacting them. So really, if you're in this position of being the messenger here, you've really got to be listening for this information, and you've got to be conveying that to this person who's next to you. So, you know, and you know, I know this is an ex, it's someone you left behind. It is not, it absolutely is 100% not about an ex wanting to come back to you. It's not about you wanting to come back to them. This is about information. It's about a message. So again, I know that bit there is quite specific, but I had to say that this was an important message I had to give out to someone. So hopefully that helps someone. So yeah, the next card you have for your future is the Knight of Cups. So look at this. This is the classic knight in shining armor. This is the rescuer. Here he is again. Might be a she, might be he, doesn't matter. Someone wants to rescue you. Here they are in this card again. And again, they're taking their time. They're not quite up to the river yet. You know, the river represents water, which is emotion. So they're not quite up to telling you how they feel yet. They're talking to you. I can see that everywhere. But they're not telling you quite how they feel yet. It might be that it feels like they've got a lot on their mind, actually. So it might be that they have a few problems, I think, that they have to deal with. They're not bringing you problems, so don't worry about that. Yeah, they're trying to rescue you. They're trying to take problems away from you. So it's not that. But yeah, there's a lot on their mind. It feels like they want to rush forward. They actually would love to rush forward to you really quickly. They want to fly to you, actually. Look at the wings on his helmet. So that's what they want to do. But they can't do that. Something needs to be cleared. It feels like something's in the way. There's some kind of block in the way here. So it might have something to do with a past relationship of theirs. You know, they might have some loose ends to tie up. Because, you know, this is a really, really neat and tidy and clean and perfect kind of knight. You know, he's beautifully groomed. His armor's all shiny. He's really neat. You know, he's not kind of rushing around like the Knight of Swords or the Knight of Wands. He's very neat and clean. So it might be that someone wants to tidy up loose ends with someone else before they come toward you, you know, because they don't like mess. And if that's the case, that's a good sign to me, because we don't like messy people. You've had enough with this axe from what I'm seeing here. So this is the complete opposite by the look of things. So that's really, really good. So yeah, this just feels really, really nice. And I can see why you'd be wary. I can see why you'd be worried, excuse me, by any new person coming towards you at this stage. But it feels really nice. It feels really positive. Okay, so the last card you have, you features the Seven of Cups. Yeah, really tricky card, really confusing card. So yeah, I think this might be about this situation with this axe again. It's about this information. Now, it looks like, if this is you, if this was all resonating with you, this particular thing, it looks like there's going to be some kind of, because this person's having lots and lots of problems, or they're going to be. They're in trouble. It's something quite serious. I keep on seeing that. And with that kind of thing, with any kind of drama or anything like that, some people are quite sensible about this, but other people have lots and lots of gossip to talk about. They're like, oh, did you hear about so-and-so? You know, so we've got some people on one hand, the gossipy, other people who are quite sensible. So where you get your information from is really, really crucial here. So think about, if you hear information, think about where the source is. You know, consider the source. That's the term. You know, some people, you know who's right, you know who's gossipy, you know who to trust, and you've got good instincts. So you're going to have to use that here if that's you. But yeah, this person's really in trouble. They've gotten themselves into trouble. It's not just that they've found themselves in trouble. This is something they've done. It feels like something, it feels like they've done the wrong thing. It feels like they've done the wrong thing and they're facing some kind of consequence now, so, or they will be soon. Yeah, I don't want to wish bad on people. It looks quite bad. So obviously that's not for everyone. But yeah, apart from this particular little thing I'm seeing here, well, it's not little to them, but apart from that one thing, this whole reading looks really, really good. You know, you're coming out of a bad situation, you've got love here, plus you've got this new thing, you're putting yourself at the center, you've got education. It looks really, really good. So that's all I'm really going to say there. So Gemini, all I'm going to say really here is thank you so much for watching.